What is good, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, thugs and thugettes? It's Sunday. Welcome to yet another replay review where I am reviewing your replays. You sent them in to me, and I'm reviewing them. I'm BBK Dragoon. We're on board with zBelieveTheHype today for a tournament MLG free-for-all gameplay. This tournament happened this summer. It was about 2 months ago. Epos Vox was hosting the tournament. I believe the winner got a copy of Halo 4, which is pretty sweet, at least the pre-order copy of it. So there definitely was some prizes on the line. People were playing hard, and it's a good gameplay to talk about some free-for-all. zBelieveTheHype gives me a little bit of room to talk. He said in the submission that, he really wanted me to be critical, really wanted me to point out the things that I noticed. So that's what I'm going to try and do here today. Before we jump too deep into the points that I'd like to make, I want to say that thank you again for making this series very possible, and I need to reiterate this, I guess, in all of the videos. The Reach replay submissions are closed. Those submissions closed almost 2 months ago. I started this series up during the summer, and I got such great amounts of people submitting replays. Literally, when I thought that I was going to open this sort of series up and start it, we were only going to have 3 or 4 people sending in replays, but that wasn't the case. In fact, this has happened every single weekend since mid-July, and there was a lot of people that I had to turn away who missed that cutoff date. But what I'm going to do is when Halo 4 comes out, I need to see how the replay system works. But as soon as I've noticed how it works and I've checked how the replays, file share sort of functions, I'm going to be posting a video probably during the first week of Halo 4's release, outlining how you can submit a replay to be reviewed. And I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm hopeful, depending on how good Halo 4 is, fingers crossed it's awesome, to up the frequency of this series, because there's been so many people asking how they can submit a replay, so many people who still are submitting replays, even though it's been closed for a long time, that I want to probably do this series a couple times a week, and I think that'll be awesome. It'll give you guys a bigger opportunity. What I'll probably do in the form that I'm going to create, I'm going to make a Gmail account just for the submissions. That way I can keep very close track of it, as the YouTube inbox, which is what I use for this one, didn't quite do me. It's not the best system, and sometimes the inbox derps and you lose messages, which is kind of lame, of course. And I'm going to have basically, you all, when you submit your replay, give me a little brief description telling me what you think of the gameplay, why you picked the gameplay, and what you're having trouble with. And then hopefully together we can troubleshoot it and we can figure out what's going on in the playstyle. And that way it gives you guys a little chance to operate, and it gives me sort of an easier job, because it's kind of hard when I get these cold replays not having any idea what I'm going to see or any of the issues that you guys are having within the game. So again, when Halo 4 comes out, I just need to find out how the replay system works, and in that first week I'll be pushing a video out telling you guys how you can submit replays, and we're going to start this series kicking up big time. Alright, so check this out right here. You win the first fight, which is great, but look at your shields. You definitely don't want to engage in a situation like this. You have no idea if the guy below you has full shields or not. Let's assume he does have full shields, since we haven't heard any gunfighting going on. Dropping down and engaging this turns out to be a bad decision. You do get the kill from the grave, which I appreciate that, but in the overall strategy, it's not something that I would probably endorse. FFA map placement is super important, and Zealot makes this difficult because it's a symmetrical style of map. Ring 3 is a place that I will, argue for heavily. In FFA, it's not as bad as being up there as in team. Okay, even though there's a ton of lines of sight to Ring 3, it gives you a lot of escapes, and especially in free-for-all when you need those escape routes. A lot of the game, believe the hype, you're going to spend sitting up on top of the landings, and I've had this point, I've made this point before in other replay reviews. The landings are such dangerous places to be, especially since, people can hit the gold lift, since it's MLG, not gold lift, but the gold teleporter and get up there. It's a dangerous place to be, and a lot of times, I'm going to point it out in this gameplay, you're going to take the lift back up and be looking for your kills up on the red plat and the blue plat, and that's just not the greatest place to be at. Ring 3 and the Halos allow you a better chance of invading and getting those fights. And the big topic that I want to pound in this video here is going to be don't engage as hard. In FFA, you don't want to be the engager. You don't want to be the person who starts the fight. And let me explain this. Like, here's a great situation. You come in halfway through a fight, and boom. Well, let's check your DMR out there, actually. Because that could have been a double kill, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5 clips his knee, it looks like. And he was one shot from breaking his shields that whole time. So you do clean up the kill. Could have gotten the kill while he was up on the landing. And, that's just DMR timing. We'll probably talk about that a little bit later. As I was saying, you don't want to be the engager, especially in free-for-all. Use your headsets, and there's tons of gunfights going on. You can hear it right now. You need to then motivate yourself to get to those gunfights about halfway through, 3/4 of the way through those gunfights, so you come in for the quick and easy cleanup. If you're engaging a person, like in this situation, everybody in the map right now just heard you fire those shots and is coming to chase you and clean you up. And you don't want to be that guy. A lot of times in situations like that, you got to hold on. You got to keep your patience muscle on lock. Nice triple. No, missing it for the bleed through. I think you miss an over at the end because you melee just one shot too early also. But that's okay. As I was saying, try really hard to not be the engager. If you can, flex that patience muscle. If you even see a guy who's not looking at you, try and wait to engage that, because the best players in free-for-all are not engagers. They are timing warriors. And what that means is they wait for the other folks to get in fights, like right here, and then come in and clean the dirty work up, because very little has to be done in that situation. There comes iFamous Films, who is doing the exact technique I'm talking about. He's waiting until he hears those gunfights go down, then he's invading. So after you get a set of kills, you get a GTF out of there, bro, because like I said, everybody in the map is trying really hard to invade those kills, or at least the top players in free-for-all. And as soon as they hear those gunshots, man, that is their cue, that is their sign. Oh, well, free kills over there. I'm going to go chase those noises and get them. So, important. As soon as you fire your weapon, people are going to come looking for you. You should do the same. When you hear gunshots, try and motivate yourself to get over to that point on the map. Try and relocate yourself. Instead of, potentially patrolling red plat, blue plat, and taking the red or blue lifts. Those are huge, dangerous choices to make, nice nade, in free-for-all. When you take the red lift, or when you take the blue lift, it makes an audible noise that virtually everybody on the map can hear. So dangerous, so deadly, and here we go. Floop. Oh, what was that? Did I just hear somebody lifting up? I think I did. Let's check those DMR shots again. I don't think I rewinded far enough back. Let's try that. Nope, still didn't rewind far enough back. Let's rewind. Nope. Yes. There we go. There we go. So, let's get into the DMR accuracy. And there's not a ton to say on this topic, except even though there's no bloom, okay, we're playing the MLG settings, you're rushing a lot of shots. 4 shot, 5 shot, 6. Okay, so the 6 hit him, and he was 1 shot. If you can take a little bit more time with your shots, man, and make sure that reticle is on target, it's just very crucial. I'm sure you see, like, when you watch Ninja's stream, Believe the Hype, that Ninja's DMR is just absolutely on point, as is most pros. And the difference between missing 1 shot could be life or death, or victory or losing, and the same is true even in this gameplay. When you are missing your DMR shots, you're just announcing your presence to the rest of the map. And that becomes something that you don't want. You don't want everybody crowding you and crushing you when you're trying to reload, etc. And so, even though there's no bloom, try to not spam. I know it's hard to say spam and no bloom in the same sentence. That doesn't make, like, a whole ton of sense, right? But seriously, slow your shots down, make sure the reticle is on point. And the only true way that I know to just dramatically raise your accuracy very quickly, very, very quickly, is Octagon. And I still have people asking me what the Octagon is, so I won't assume that you know what it is, even though most Halo folks do. The Octagon is a very small Forge World map in the shape of an octagon. And what it basically is you instantly respawn, you have a DMR, and you have a sniper. And this can go on till 100, 150 kills, and you and a friend basically go in there, and you spawn, and you DMR, and you spawn, and you DMR each other, and you DMR each other, and you learn your strafes, etc. and you learn how to DMR at a higher level. And it works very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. You could probably spend an hour playing the Octagon with your friend and watch a dramatic increase in your DMR accuracy. And what it does is it lets you basically, what we call it in StarCraft is micro. Micro is where you are actually, it's not tactics, it's not like general strategy, it's the actual gameplay mechanics of the game at work. It's you actually like doing something that's performance based. And so that's what the Octagon lets you do in a very regulated and repetitive environment. It lets you improve with your DMR fast. Okay, so I've pounded that in your head. If you don't know where you can get Octagon, just file share, search Octagon, and also Insta Respawn Mod. That's the game type, and it lets you respawn instantly after you've died, no bloom DMRs, and a sniper rifle with infinite ammo, which is wonderful. So I didn't talk about power weapons. I kind of talked a little bit about map placement. I yacked a little bit about your DMR. This spot on the map, just not where you want to hang out. I pushed this in the last Zealot replay review. I don't like top red plat. I don't like top blue plat. This area right here is just dangerous unless you're coming to pick up a power weapon. I still defend Ring 3, even though there's many sightlines to it. There's a whole freaking ton of exit routes, and it lets you decide where you're going to go to steal those kills. Remember, believe the hype, do not engage. You want to be the timing warrior who comes in halfway. Thank you for the replays, zBelieveTheHype. Tournament gameplays are always really enjoyed. It's a higher level of play, and there's more pressure at stake, so it's really nice to, get that perspective. I know you didn't win, and you sent your message asking, be overly critical. Well, here's the things that I really noticed. Your map placement needs to be probably a little bit tweaked. I don't see hanging out on the top red landing or the top blue landing giving you a whole ton of success. Also, make sure, as I said, you're that timing warrior. You're not the engager. You are listening for when the others engage and then coming in and cleaning it up. Power weapons, obviously, got to keep track of those. The noob tube is a very helpful ally in FFA on Zealot. You got to pick up a couple of times, but not every single one, which is, of course, me being critical there. And then finally, I'd really encourage you to hop in the Octagon and really practice your DMR. It doesn't take a whole ton of time. The Octagon is a lot of fun. And it's a great way to really improve your strafe and your accuracy quickly. So thank you for the replay. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope your Sunday goes incredibly well. Keep an eye out. Like I said, within the first week of Halo 4's release, I'll be giving out information on how you all can submit your replays. And like I said, we're going to be doing it a couple times a week on my channel. I don't know how the scheduling will work out with school, but I'm going to try and get this happening on a more regular basis, as the feedback's been phenomenal and the desire to get replays up has been really great. Thank you guys for sending in gameplays like this one today. I'm not out here to just collect the Grizz best gameplays ever. Sometimes I have people leaving in the comments, you need to screen these replays, BBK, and that defeats the point of the series, and anybody who says those things does not understand this series. The series is to help players grow, help players improve and progress. I don't care if you want to see like Killtrocity perfections. If that's the case, get a PVR and start your own channel, good sir. Anyway, I appreciate the support, everybody. I'll catch you next week, and we're like 3 weeks away from, wow, Halo 4. It's like just a month away. So sick. Alright, BBK Dragoon is signing out.